This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
We're bankrupting future generations. Plain and simple. That's what we're doing. Both political parties are doing it. Neither political party gives a damn about the debt, the national debt. It's why I ran for Congress 12, 13 years ago, was that because we're bankrupting future generations. Back then, 12 years ago when I was in Congress, the national debt in this country was about 70% of our GDP, of our national economy. The debt, the money we owe 12 years ago made up 70% of our GDP. This year, the debt will equal 100% of our GDP. Our debt this year will be every bit as big as our economy. And the projections call for, in another 8 to 10 years, at the rate we're going right now, our debt will be 124 to 134% of our GDP. It will be 24 to 34% bigger than our economy. We're bankrupting future generations, and neither party gives a damn. And look, if you're a Democrat listening to me right now, please, I love you, respect you, love your show, stop. The Democratic Party doesn't give a damn about the debt. We know the Republican Party doesn't give a damn about the debt. I went to Congress as a Republican screaming about the debt, part of that Tea Party wave 12, 13 years ago. I got to Washington, and in one afternoon, I realized the Republican Party did not give a damn about the debt. I will blame the Republican Party more for our debt because the Republican Party has always said they care more about the debt. The Republican Party has always run on doing something about the debt. The Republican Party has always made the debt an issue. Democrats have never really said they care about the debt. So I will come down harder on Republicans. And Republicans are hypocrites. When Obama was president, man, when I was in Congress and Obama was president, all we Republicans did was scream about the debt and go after Obama because of what he did and added to the debt. But the moment Donald Trump became president, all of my former Republican colleagues, all of a sudden they went quiet and they kept their mouths shut. And by the way, again, so we're clear, based on the latest data, Donald Trump added twice in his 4 years to the debt what Joe Biden has added to the debt in his almost 4 years. Again, Trump added twice to the debt what Biden has. No president in American history has added more to the debt in a 4-year term than Donald Trump. So Republicans, Trump supporters, I don't want to hear squat about it. We're bankrupting future generations. And I know, right? Republicans scream, cut spending. Democrats scream, raise taxes on the wealthy. Neither will put a dent in the debt. People are so not knowledgeable about the debt and the federal budget. Let's be clear. We could eliminate the entire Defense Department tomorrow. All of it. You would not make a dent in the debt. You could raise taxes on millionaires and billionaires. You would not make a dent in the debt. You can cut foreign aid. You can cut welfare programs. You can cut a lot of this non-defense discretionary spending that Republicans are always bickering about. You will not make a dent in the debt. Here's the other dirty little secret. Both parties know that. When Democrats scream, raise taxes on the millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires, they know it's a great campaign line, but they know that won't do anything to the debt. That won't shrink the debt at all. When Democrats scream, cut defense spending, Democrats know that won't do a thing about our debt. And Republicans the same. Again, when they fight over cutting programs to the neediest among us, Republicans know damn well that won't make a dent in our debt. Most politicians know the truth. Why the debt? Why this debt? Well, because the biggest and by far fastest growing piece of our federal budget is health care and retirement costs for the American people. What we call entitlements, things like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and the like, all of that entitlement spending, that is the biggest, by far, piece of the federal budget. Imagine the federal budget as a pie. That's the biggest piece of the pie. And it's the piece of the pie that grows the fastest, which makes sense, right? Because the American people are living longer and longer and longer. Good thing, right? Well, all of the health care and other related costs for the American people who are living longer and longer and longer and longer, that's got to come from somewhere. And until we tackle these programs, again, everything else is not even nickels and dimes. Everything else is pennies. This is where the money is. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all the rest, until politicians have the courage to deal with and reform these programs, we will continue to bankrupt future generations. And right now, neither party, politicians in both parties, don't want to touch these programs, these entitlement programs. And as long as that's the case, we will continue to bankrupt future generations. It's a choice. I'm sorry to my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids, who I may never meet one day. I'm sorry. Politicians, Democrat and Republican alike, I'm sorry that we had no courage, that we were just jerks. We had no courage to make hard decisions. And I'm sorry that we saddled you with all this debt. I'm sorry we bankrupted you. I'm Joe Walsh. Make it a good week. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. One word, Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. Make it a good way. Make it a good week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.